YouTube. I'll let my intro run through a little bit. I'll mute you guys for uno momento, and I'll do my intro. Good morning, good afternoon, and good whatever time it is. Welcome to another episode of Trevantine, the podcast in which you get to hear the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of an 18-year-old senior in high school being affected by the coronavirus. So, everyone knows that a big part of high school is the many relationships you go through, both romantically, your friendships, and everything. And on call with me today, I have one of the most infamous Liberty North couples to ever roam the hallways at North. So let's see if they want to introduce themselves. Chance, Jade, are you guys there?
Yeah.
Right here. Hi.
So how's it going, guys?
Going all right. It's going all right.
Good.
So how's Corona changed your lifestyle? Like not in the relationship sense yet, but like personally.
Well, Chance, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Well, I'll take it for a second and then I'll toss the ball over to you if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Trevi, I think one of the biggest hurdles from the coronavirus is probably the whole probably the quarantine. Yep. I'd probably say it's not so much the virus as much as it is the loneliness. I think, honestly, at this point, I'm weighing my options. Is it better to be lonely or to have the virus? And, the balance is teetering, and they're becoming quite even, frankly. So we'll see which way the proverbial cookie crumbles. Jada?
All right. I feel honestly like, and this is not a popular opinion, but I am kind of a hermit by nature, living a very busy life. And so when everyone was like, oh no, there's going to be a quarantine, I was like, wait a minute, there's going to be a quarantine? I have to stay home all the time? You telling me this is an option? And so, I mean, lately I've been, missing my friends, missing going to school. But honestly, mostly I have my best friend, Bella Cordero, and then I have Chance. And I feel like, as long as I have them, it's definitely been hardest not being able to see them. I hung out with Bella right before the quarantine. We were both like, oh no. And then other than that, I feel like it's honestly given me so much more time to kind of get myself together before college, because I am a senior. So I feel like I'm normally so busy running around in so many different directions, just because, hanging out with people, school events, family stuff.
Whoa, I just felt that.
I do a lot of stuff for music that keeps me really busy. And so I feel like I am not able to read. I'm not able to just sing for fun instead of singing for an event. And I'm not able to write as much as I'd like. And so I feel like the quarantine has definitely given me a lot of time to finally, I have finished a book series and then 2 other books. And I've loved it for the health of my family and for the health of, me. But obviously at the same time, it is really, really scary watching watching what's happening in New York City and watching the death count kind of go up. But good news, it didn't double today, which hasn't happened in a while, but it didn't double today. It was expected to, but it didn't. and obviously worrying about my loved ones is pretty scary, but it's also been really nice to get some extra time with my family before I move out. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on the quarantine, how my lifestyle's kind of changed.
Yeah, I would definitely say personally, I have gotten a lot more free time and ability to work on myself. But it's not about myself today. It's about you guys. So you guys have been together for a while now, right? How long have you guys been together?
Well, we'll say about 6 months. That'll be
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how has this quarantine affected your relationship?
Oh, goodness. Well, both of us have been quarantined for a while, and so Chance just got a new job at Central Bank.
That's right.
Congratulations, Chance.
Oh,
but
no. Don't worry about it. I'm okay. Because I work at a bank. I don't need your apology or thank you or really anything because I work at a bank.
But so right before his first day of work, my parents did say, like, both of you have been quarantined. His parents are quarantined, we're quarantined, everyone's working from home. You guys can see each other before that. And so I think it was on Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday. It was super nice outside, and my family was redoing our garden. And then we went up to a spot at Smithville Lake and flew kites and read and played with my dog, your brothers, and my family, and threw the football, and we're just kind of outside all day together. And so having that last day of like being able to see each other when we hadn't seen each other for so long was kind of like, oh yeah, we don't fight as much in person. Not even fight, but just like bicker as much when we're in person. And this is really nice, like actually being able to like reach out and hold your hand or kiss you on the cheek or stuff like that. And I think it's kind of highlighting, and I was in a long distance relationship for a really long time before me and Chance started dating, and so it was really nice, like not having to be in a long distance relationship. And then life was like, no, Jada, we're doing this again. And so that's been kind of rough because I just miss him. How about you, Chance? How are you feeling?
Totally different. I love that. Just kidding. Pretty terrible, honestly. I think on one hand, you look at the relationships. I like to think of it this way. At least every relationship is taking a toll right now. I feel like the divorce rate after this whole coronavirus thing is going to be through the roof. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen your parents lately, but like people get intense up in their houses and stuff. Like I was talking to my grandparents earlier, and they're like, "Oh, we've been fighting," and I was like, "Ooh, you guys never fight." But they're fighting.
I think that's different than the opposite problem, which is
I guess seeing each other too much, huh? Yeah, you get sick of them, or not enough, and then you get mad. But I guess here's what I would say: it's a better problem to have that you miss each other and that makes you angry and like frustrated than to be in a situation where you see each other a lot and you're sick of each other. You know what I mean?
Honestly, and me and Chance have talked about this. I honestly feel like if we lived together at this point, we'd be like, hell yeah, this is awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Like we never have to go anywhere. Just be us all the time.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
honestly, like we were best friends for a while before we dated, and we honestly just get along really well. And so it's weird fighting because it's not normal for us to be like, oh, well, you didn't call me when this happened. Oh, you didn't call me last night. We didn't get to talk last night because this thing came up. And it's like, how is it that we're like bickering over not being able to talk to? Like, can we just?
Right.
Can
You
we
know
just
what?
stop?
F you, Jada. F you. I miss you so much. Shut up. Shut up. Just like that. Kinda. You know.
A little.
Yeah. So you know, circling back around, you talked about how the divorce rates you think would go up, Chance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how I don't know.
I think it'd be a second baby boom.
That's what I was thinking. That was another one of my questions.
They're home
Mhm.
together. They're like, hey, we're dating.
What are we
Hey,
calling this
we're
next generation? Corona babies?
Corona babies. Yeah.
Beer
Yeah.
baby. Did you see the? All right. So the company that owns Corona beer, it's called shit.
Here, I can look it up real quick.
It's like AB or A. Anyways, they've dropped 32% since coronavirus.
AB InBev.
Yep, AB and Bev. They've dropped 32% since the coronavirus hit. Could be even more, actually. I haven't checked recently.
I mean, I think that's just a stupid idea on their part to name their company Corona, because the thing is, a coronavirus is a virus that can go in between animals and humans. So that's always been around. That
Mhm.
name always been around. COVID-19 is this specific coronavirus. And
Yeah,
so,
but
like,
roll
who
the
named
R.
their company Corona?
Corona.
When
You need
did
to roll the
when was
R.
Corona established?
Worst
Hold on.
case scenario planners. Because I've totally been like, okay, what are the things that can go wrong with this name? Let's go through all of them
Right.
and make sure that nothing too horrible can happen because we've chosen to name our company this. And
Right.
yeah,
They made a tremendous mistake, honestly. But you know,
Is it Corona's fault though, or is it who? I guess that's tough. Cause how long has like Corona the virus been around, or like since when did we find it first? You feel?
no, a coronavirus. There are different strands of like a coronavirus is a virus that can go in between
Humans and
animals
animals.
versus the COVID-19.
Oh, I
Like,
didn't even know that.
so everyone's referring to it as coronavirus, and it's like, all right, there are multiple.
Corona beer
But
came out in 1998, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, 1988.
1998.
98. Oh. Okay, looks like the disease probably had precedence.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, you kind of you throw up a name and it's like, oh, now it's all of a sudden a popular pandemic.
Right. Nike. Where do you think you got that from? It's like,
victory.
Yeah, I mean, Jada does have a point.
stole it, but he stole it.
What?
He stole the name. The name was a word, right? Corona was also a word before it was a beer.
So what you're
But
telling
when you
me?
heard Corona, when you hear Nike, do you think victory or do you think some athletic shoes? When you hear Corona, do you think beer
Context.
or do you think what?
If someone's like, I worship Nike, I'm probably gonna be like, the Greek goddess or the brand.
No, I'm gonna be like, you're one of those people that collects shoes. I feel like that's obvious.
Not to say that there's anything bad with people who collect Nike shoes.
No, I'm just saying that that's probably what I would think if you said that you worship Nike.
Okay.
Well, you didn't know who Nike was.
This is all right. What's up?
So, Corona babies.
Corona babies.
Are we talking as big as the boomers or bigger than the boomers?
I don't think it'll be as big as the boomers because birth control. But I don't think it'll be as.
Well, what
as
if we
big.
made? What if we made?
I do definitely think.
Memes? Don't
What?
you think we could promote it? So, like, if there was a meme that came out that was like, produce as many children as you can, like some meme, like you know how
to the memes that you see, are you often like, yeah, sounds like a great idea?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Let's go back to the relationship questions. Have you guys been like FaceTiming more? How have you guys been communicating
Oh, yeah.
lately? By pigeon and letter?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
face definitely, pigeon and letter also. I feel like pigeon and letter is reserved for more of the private conversations.
Mm.
You don't want anybody to intercept that. You don't want it to be on the web forever. ... So yeah,
Um,
pigeon, letters. And then also I feel like one of the ways I want to start communicating is, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but I do this a lot with like family and stuff, is we'll FaceTime them and we'll play like a board game that we both own, or like a game that we both own. And I feel like that's one of the ways that we're going to start having fun with people. So it feels like you can still do things together, even if like you're actually doing something together, even if you're far apart. I feel like that's one of the ways that you can spend time with people, even if you're not with them.
yeah,
So,
but
like,
something that we've been doing is we do FaceTime more, but mostly because I'm the worst texter in existence. I'll like have a conversation with you. I'll be in the middle of like a conversation with you, and then I'll be like, never mind. And I'll get distracted somehow. And then he'll be like, you left me on red for like 5 hours. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, but I have
You get distracted easily. I have attention deficit disorder.
You see what I'm talking about, Trevor? Where it's like we wouldn't normally be bickering, and it's.
Are we bickering? I feel like I was just being funny. Now it's an argument.
So am I Dr. Phil here? Am I trying to like solve your issues live on air?
Yes, please.
Definitely.
Tell me
I
what's
need
wrong.
you to like in at one point and tell us both what we need to fix, like about ourselves. Like I need you to like at some point jump in and be like, Chance, you need to get your act together. Grow up, man. Be a man, okay? And then you need to jump in and you need to be like, Jada, don't do anything because you're perfect.
Aww.
Thank you. But yeah, we've definitely been FaceTiming more, but I think both of us enjoy calling a little bit more than FaceTiming.
Oh.
Yeah, when our relationship first started, it was actually because, okay, this is a fun story that I'm about to share with the world. Where I don't look the greatest in this story, but I had a boyfriend who I'd had for a very long time who was beginning to not be super nice, and
Which is you saw this hunk of meat over here named Chance Station. Like, damn.
I have best friends.
Oh my lord. Oh, who is this? And you were like, I can't. I'm gonna have to take over for this one, Jada. You were like, I cannot resist this sexy beast of a man, Chance Tasha. And you were like, Chance, I can't wait any longer for you. It needs to happen now. And she had one of those the judges use to sentence people to life in prison. She went, now. And,
but that's not what happened.
No, it is.
I didn't actually have a gavel.
She did.
But so I had this boyfriend who wasn't being very nice, and I had this best friend who everyone, Trevor, you were in our government class.
I
you
was.
could kind of super into each other. Like it wasn't a secret. And over the summer we'd gotten a lot closer because Chance's girlfriend had broken up with him. Because she's an idiot. And so one day we like drove to Weston and back together, which is like a 45-minute drive. And I like looked over at one point at this guy who I'd always like kind of had like there was something
hunk of meat.
But we friends, and so it was like, no, you don't want to ruin the relationship. And I looked over and he was like dancing to this rap song, and I was like, shit, I am in love with him.
Yeah, she fell in love with me when she realized my pasty ass could get down to some nice old rap music. She was like, damn, if he can do that, I don't know what he, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But but I still had this boyfriend, and then every time I'd be around Chance, I started acting like an idiot. Like I just started acting like an idiot because every time I saw him, like I'd have these like horrible butterflies and my hands started sweating, and he would kind of be like, "Are you okay?" And I was always like, "I'm fine. I'm great. How are you? How yeah." Like I stopped being able to like function. And so after like a week and a half, 2 weeks of that, it was right before we had like a Model UN trip that we were going on for like a week together. And I was like, this is going to be miserable. Like, I have to tell him before we go on this trip together. And so I called him and I was like, listen, I have something I need to tell you. And it is a problem that I solve. And he was like, what? What is it? What is it? And so eventually, after me kind of chickening out a couple times, and Chance was literally like,
you. It was kind of like that.
Chance was literally like, if you don't tell me, I'm gonna hang up right now. And I was like, and so I told him, I was like, I have feelings for you, and this is an issue because I care about our friendship, and I love my boyfriend, and I don't see how we can go on being friends in the same capacity with me feeling like this about you. And I just felt like I needed to tell you so that we could like start solving the problem. And he basically was like, yeah, no, this isn't a problem. And then he and I ended up staying up. It was a school night. But he and I ended up staying up literally all night talking about like, basically at first it was about like, how can we solve the problem? How can we solve the problem? I was very focused on like, this needs to stop.
And Trevor, my bedtime, mind you, was 8:00.
8:00.
And I wasn't night yet.
No, not night. What time was it?
I was
I think at like 7:30, and then we ended up talking until we had to go to school the next morning.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, we've done worse. We've done worse.
Yeah. But we had been friends since we met freshman year, and we're super into each other, but I had super strict parents and wasn't currently living in Liberty. Mm-hmm. And so my parents were like, no boyfriend. And they like forbid me, I don't know, to see him, to speak to him, anything like that. And then I moved back to Liberty, and he was in my gov class, and we just had like this unspoken agreement to not talk about the fact that we'd been super into each other freshman year. And then we were best friends all of junior year and all summer, and then part of senior year. And yeah, it was. And so there was like all of that we hadn't ever talked about, that we'd been super into each other while having like significant others and not really knowing how to handle it. And so yeah, we had this 12-hour conversation where we were kind of just like, this is everything from 3 years. This is the whole thing. This is all of it. And so I feel like talking on the phone for us and we ended up doing the whole like talking on the phone until 5 a.m, talking on the phone until we had to go to school the next day, talking on the phone until whenever, for like we did it way too often first semester.
It was unhealthy.
Like this is 1985. You're on the landline, curling the wire.
Yeah, I have my feet dangling off the edge of the bed.
We have the cordless in our bedroom. But yeah, so I feel like talking on the phone for us is kind of like how our relationship started. And so as opposed to FaceTiming, we're kind of like, we're more used to talking on the phone, and it almost feels like, oh, this is how we started. We would talk on the phone all the time. And so yeah, and we've always preferred to have like a 5-minute conversation via a phone call instead of texting. And like when we meet each other in like the halls at school, if one of us isn't there, we just call instead of texting.
Mhm.
Even
Even though we can't hear each other, it's actually
no,
quite stupid. Everybody's in the
we're like,
hallway talking.
hello, where are you? But yeah, I feel like talking on the phone for us is kind of like, I don't know, we're ancient. But
And Trevor, I'm curious, just for a moment, what is your preferred method of communication?
In person,
In
100%.
person.
Yeah.
yeah,
I respect.
feel that.
I want to. Okay, that sounds really weird. I was gonna say I want to feel their presence, but like, there's
No, I get you.
there's a
Yeah.
difference from being in a room and video chatting like we are right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you guys
Yep.
can't even see me. I see you guys, but you guys can't see me.
Mhm.
What? Okay, why can't we see you, by the way? Is
So-
that like,
I don't
Do you
have a
not have-
webcam.
oh.
I have my my like expensive camera plugged into my computer,
Mhm.
Oh,
so the stream can see me, but you guys can't see me.
okay. Because I see you going like this with a
Yeah,
camera.
you're always like this, Trevor. Come on.
Fishing pole for a minute. Now I know. I like didn't actually look at it, and I thought you had like
Yeah.
a fishing pole and a camera in your hand because there's a pole.
Oh, you're talking about my profile picture.
Yeah.
Wait,
And so, but I'm like looking at it right now.
Yeah,
But
I'm holding a little camera.
oh, I see. It was blending in with your shirt, and I was like, that makes more sense for him to be. And then you have like the cap on, so I've always thought it was you fishing.
yeah, Jada, the whole time that we've been doing this conversation, Jada thought you were over here with a fishing pole going, so tell me how you did a relationship in the middle of this whole quarantine. How do you manage to do that?
I don't know how to show the stream my picture, but I'll have to flash it up some other time. Or
Okay.
actually, I got it on my phone, but it's one of my favorite pictures that's ever been taken of me.
It's
a
a good.
picture. It is.
Wow,
It's good.
let's just.
Just,
Here it is.
James, you want me to
like fishing.
Focus.
I
There
don't
it
drink
is.
Coke.
Yeah, that's my Zoom profile picture. But yeah, yeah, guys, we got 10 minutes left on our Zoom. I'm still poor and I haven't bought the new Zoom, but Jada said she's gonna hook me up with a different program.
Yes, I am.
So
That's right.
yeah, so I guess my last question really, do you guys have any advice for these quarantiners that are trying to be in a relationship? Just FaceTime, call, pigeon letters.
Something cute that we've started doing is through Grubhub or DoorDash or things like that, we'll buy each other's families dinner. And so the other day, Chance had been like, I'm so hungry, but I don't have time to make lunch because of school. Like my teachers are just assigning so much, and so I was like, hold that thought, and I ordered them a pizza, and
Not just any pizza, a
yeah.
big ass pizza.
Big
Types
pizza.
of pizza that you could like wear as like a dress
Oh,
that you can drape over your naked body. I don't know. I'm just trying to be. No, it was a huge, huge pizza. I was like, wow. And that's how you know they love you, by the way. If they send you a big pizza in the mail.
But yeah, and then the next day he bought my family Five Guys and dropped it off on my doorstep. And I don't know. I feel like this is kind of figuring out how to love each other in ways that we haven't had to before. And so whether that's ordering pizza or I've thought about it was surprise, but I'm just gonna starting like writing him letters. And I'm a writer, and so I like sometimes will write about him, whether that's poetry or all that stuff. And so I've thought about writing him letters and starting to like send him that stuff.
And I'm a banker, so I do her fine.
So he's gonna send me money. And
Yeah.
perfect.
his lunch and
Jada, can I put you on the spot for a second?
oh yeah.
Do you want to read one of the poems about Chance? Or are they like
Oh.
hush hush?
Um,
You can say no.
well,
That's completely fine.
I can see if I can find one.
Uh-oh, iPhone.
Yeah.
Chance,
No,
talk. Get your picture up there.
Oh no. Wait, you want it? What am I supposed to do?
No, you're chilling. I'll just change the camera so it's just my beautiful face, and then.
yes.
Oh wait, not Chance. Just stay there.
Oh, staying here.
Yeah, you're staying there. We see you, so you're just serenading the camera right now with your beautiful eyes.
Well, hello there. Hi there, camera.
So, what are your
I think
thoughts on what?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
What are your thoughts on online school since we got you guys here?
Oh, what's that song where he goes, "Here comes some fucking bullshit"?
Whoa. Yeah.
Wait, I can't say that.
I mean, technically, this is my broadcasting assignment, but
Oh, can you put?
It's whatever. It happens.
Oh my
All right.
god, that was bad. That was
So,
bad. Well, that was on accident. Whoops. Okay, I didn't say that, by the way.
What even happened?
Okay, so in the beginning of our relationship, I had a really hard time trusting him, and so not trusting him, but like
I was
trust
not dishonest.
relationship.
That makes it
No,
dishonest.
he wasn't dishonest anyway. I just had come out of like a 2.5-year relationship, and so I was like, this is new, and different, and so I had a really hard time admitting that I loved him, or like telling him that I loved him. And so we'd be having like a great time, and then he'd be like, "I love you," and I'd be like, just because that's me. And our song is and the song that played when we met, we were arguing over which version of "Can't Help Falling in Love with You" by Elvis. The wise men say only fools rush in.
By the way, I want to bet with her parents over the name of that song. $15. 15.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
the
good.
truth. But here's, gosh, I've never shared any of this before. Okay, with anyone but like him.
Making her debut.
I would be a little afraid if you did.
So, yeah. So it's, I can't say I love you or I love you too. I feel it on the edges of my lips, the tip of my tongue. My heart leans in, and my brain slams on the brakes. Only fools rush in. End up gazing at the floor. The moment wanders out the door. My heart leans in, but the moment my mind is involved, everything comes to a screeching halt. I bite back reassuring lies, which would manipulate him into staying. The edges of my lips and tip of my tongue rebel as I close my mouth, choosing silence and refusing to throw caution. The wind will have to catch something else for a change. That's the
Beautiful,
one that I should share.
So, when are you writing a poetry book?
Probably by the end of the quarantine.
Dude, honestly, be a great time too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, I hope you guys keep enjoying your phone calls. I love talking to you guys today.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I think this is one of the most relaxed interviews I've had so far in the 15
Good.
episodes or so I've done. So,
Wow.
take that as a compliment, guys. That was really fun.
Thank you. I'm glad. It's great.
Also, thanks for being flexible. It's always hard to do this from your basement, but we got it done. And
Yeah.
as always, I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Well, Chance, you have fun at the bank. Jada, don't get too stressed out. Keep writing, and both of you guys wash your hands.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Yeah.
And that was the wonderful, wonderful Jada Dickens and Chance Tasha. Always love hearing from those guys. So much fun just to hear what they have to say, and that was an interesting episode. Yeah, we got off task a little bit, but in the end we we had a lot of good information out. We got a poem from Jada. We got, oh man, how they met, how they got together at first. Just wonderful stuff to hear. And that's one of many relationships at Liberty North that's going on. And it's I love hearing stuff like this and all kinds of new stuff. I know with the quarantine, relationships are going to be weird. I definitely think there's going to be a new baby boom in about 9 months or so, just because everyone's cooped up in their house, not a lot to do anymore, and we don't know when this quarantine is going to end. So that's going to be rough, but we're all in this together, and we'll get through it all. So I'm happy to say that we're chilling, and we have the ability to FaceTime, we have the ability to call, we have the ability to write letters still. So, excuse me, relationships can still thrive. And even playing Minecraft, dude, you can put your bed next to their bed. It's a wonderful, great time to live in. But yeah, that is the first segment of today where we talk about how Corona is affecting us. That's how coronavirus is affecting many people in relationships. Now let's get to today's headlines. Today's headlines coming to you live from the New York Times. First one is, just in 2 weeks, 10 million jobs have vanished, shaking the foundations for the global economy. I read somewhere this morning that 6.6 million people are filing for unemployment right now. That is insane. And, it means a lot to our economy, not having people with jobs, not having people who can work and stimulate our economy. So without getting money, you can't spend money, and it's tough, and I don't know what's going to happen. The Trump administration has a lot to iron out right now, and it's going to just keep on getting tougher. I believe I read, when I was checking my phone, I saw a notification that says, it said, I think that the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, has been postponed. So, very interesting. I don't know what's going to happen with that, or if there will be an election this year. That's definitely something to look forward to in the future. Maybe I can get my friend Bill on to talk about it, how the implications of that, or Mr. Warren Barge, people that are a little more educated on topics like that than I am. The next headline is, infections surge and deaths rise. Sorry, I can't read. Even as countries step up restrictions, it's going to keep going around. I mean, I don't know how you can close down grocery stores because people obviously need food, but people got to do their part. And as much as holy cow, as much as I love like DoorDash and stuff, we don't know who's handling your food. You don't know who's bringing it, where they've been, who they've come into contact with. So I think it's very hypocritical to say like, oh, don't go outside, but we'll allow these people to go outside, even though we don't know if they're positive or not, or who they've come in contact with. And I think that's just what's going to be another thing spreading the infection. So, they're going to keep rising for the next 2-3 weeks. I feel like we say that every other week, that it's just going to happen. It's going to end in the next week or so. But if we don't really truly know until people quarantine and then, just chill out. Next headline is, people are venturing outside of Spain, but only to join unemployment line. Yeah, I mean, people are going to be unemployed for a while, and it's tough to say, but whenever you can't go to work, you're not going to have a work. Trump lashes out as New York political leaders. Well, like, I can't read. Doesn't shock me there. Cell phone data shows where social distancing measures worked and what happened in their absence. I might click on that. A stranded cruise awaits a decision on docking in Florida. Why are there still cruises, man? I don't get that. And then Panama enforces quarantine regulations by gender. 2 articles I want to read, because what the heck does that mean? But cell phone data shows social distancing. An analysis of cell phone locations data by the New York Times found that people in Florida and the southeast and other places waited to enact such orders have continued to travel widely, potentially exposing more people to the outbreak. Oh, okay. So what this means is that they've been following you, they've been tracking you. So the government has been using our phones, basically. Or according to the New York Times, they have been tracking us with our cell phones. But it's showing how many people have traveled more than 2 miles And there's like a little chart here. Let's see if I can blast that up here. I can. Here we go. Right here. This is the little chart. Let me make it bigger for you guys. Control plus. That did not. Are you? Whoa. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, where'd it go? This is awkward. Very awkward. Very, very awkward. Here it is. All right. Let me make sure open broadcast. Okay. So when people stop traveling more than 2 miles, so apparently this is all the blue stuff is when people stop. In the southeast where like all this regulation stuff happens or is not happening, this is where people are traveling a lot. So not by 3-26. What does that mean? People in Florida and elsewhere continue to travel widely last week, potentially exposing more people. Yeah. I mean, that's just going to keep spreading. If they don't stop people and they don't start stopping people, then it's just going to keep spreading even more. I saw an interesting article on one of the local Kansas City news channels, but it was like people are blaming the Super Bowl and, you know, being from Kansas City, go Chiefs, winning bringing home our first trophy in a long time. They're blaming the Super Bowl. They said 62,000 people were there at the Super Bowl, all in Florida, and then it was like, you know, all across the United States, all across the world. And they all brought it back and around because Corona was going on around that time, but no one really thought of it being in America, and it wasn't like a scary thing at the time. You know, Corona's been around forever, but like it made the jump to humans. I think the Chinese government said last year, even before that. But you know, that's a possibility, but I feel like any large social gathering is definitely going to come about a pandemic, or it could bring around viruses like this. So that was just a kind of a dumb headline I read. And then the gender thing. I want to see what's up with this gender thing. Let me zoom out here on Chrome. Panama enforces gender regulations. Dude. My computer's so old, this is tough. All right, Panama enforces gender regulations. It says, authorities in Panama, alarmed by the widespread violations of its quarantine rules, have announced new restrictions dependent on gender. Under rules that will be placed in the first 15 days of April, men and women will have separate days they are permitted to leave their house. Women are allowed to be outdoors on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Men will have Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Everyone is required to stay home on Sundays, and these new rules will help the authorities keep tighter control on who's on their streets. Whoo-wee! That's interesting. I don't think that could ever happen in the United States, but oh, that's weird, man. That's something that's super strange to see. And then farther down the article says between March 19th and March 31st, 5,339 people were arrested under the violation of the quarantine regulations from the Ministry of the Public Security. Holy cannoli. That is, man, I don't even know what would happen if that was the case. But interesting nevertheless. And that's about it for today's headlines. Now I can tell you guys what I'm doing today. So this morning I woke up about 7. I laid in bed until 7:30. Then our coach tweeted out to get out of bed and work out before it rains. So I went out on a 1.75 mile run. I gotta cut down my miles, dude. My feet are starting to hurt. But yeah, Corona. I went on my run this morning, then I did our squat workout that he tweeted out, and you know that wasn't too bad. It started sprinkling a little bit here and there, but then like as soon as I wrapped up my workout, I put everything in my garage and it started raining. And like as you guys saw with that interview with Chance and Jada, it was thundering. So you know, April showers bring May flowers, so that's a good thing. Even though we won't be able to enjoy our May flowers, but yeah, I did that. And then both my parents are teleworking, so I'm trying to like help them set up their internet issues and stuff. It's tough when you have two parents, you know, working from home, and then I'm trying to do a daily broadcast. So internet and bandwidth is being significantly bogged down. I'm interested to see how the whole infrastructure hasn't been taken down yet, with all the people gaming, streaming, uploading, downloading, all this stuff on our internet, and then power is going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make lunch. Every day I've been grilling something new, and since it's raining outside, I think I'm going to try grilling something on like a skillet. I don't know how that'll turn out. We'll find out in the next 15 minutes or whenever I end this podcast. And then after that, I'll do my homework, got a lecture at 11:30, and then we have the JEMKC Awards for Broadcasting and Journalism at 3 p.m. on Zoom. So I'm going to go hop on that. I think I might make a funny with it and dress up in a suit and not wear pants and then walk in the middle of the lecture. But hush, hush. Don't tell anyone. I'm telling everyone right now, but don't tell JEMKC yet until I pop in. Maybe that's a good idea, maybe not. I don't know. You guys should try and persuade me out of it or into it. But I think it'd be funny regardless. And maybe I can even show it on tomorrow's show. But yeah, I'll probably do that, do some homework. I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare. I almost finished Act 2 of the campaign. And then Animal Crossing I'm still playing. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm doing something in it. I'm like collecting resources and getting Nook miles. So, Tom Nook basically scanned me out of my life. But yeah, I've been playing Animal Crossing, and I've just been trying to clean up, tidy up. I need command strips. Like, see this? This is my my film scanner like tray. I'm thinking of like making this even so it's not hanging here, and then like I just got a bunch of crap in here. Right here's my Switch and stuff. So I'm trying to clean up my stuff, make everything nice and tidy. So I'll probably do that after I finish, and then just keep on living life. So that's about it for today's show. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comments and I could address them tomorrow or whatever. But that's all I have for you guys today. my voice is getting very hoarse. Maybe it's a good time I stop this podcast. So that's going to be the way it is for a while. Keep washing your hands, and until then, I'm going to start dying of corona. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.